WTC Weather Lab. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, after days of elevated rain chances, once again it occurs today. And guess what? Tomorrow's the same forecast. As we say, persistence remains the forecast moving ahead. Plenty of deep tropical moisture in the area, so do expect another scattering of showers and storms tomorrow and also for Wednesday. Maybe a little bit of a break later in the week while we're watching more moisture that's probably earmarked for Louisiana going into this weekend. More on that in just a bit. First off, though, as we take a look at the big picture across the Gulf South, we see plenty of showers and storms connecting to a little bit of a frontal trough that goes from the mid-Atlantic down through the Gulf Coast. Deep tropical moisture here, a little bit of an upper level disturbance and colder air aloft, a little bit of a weakness aloft, allowing for the storms to get cooking during the course of the day. Today was about a 70% type of day, and we expect more of the same in the days ahead, the way things are shaping up with this shower and thunderstorm activity continuing as we go over the next day or two. I'm going to have to go over here and hit the computer because I'm hitting the button and it doesn't want to go. Sometimes that's the way it happens. And yeah, I'm going to have to, it looks like the battery's out on the clicker. Time for the backup clicker. This is what we do here in the Weather Lab. Okay, here we go. And there you go. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, we got the backup. Panic is over with. We can resume the weathercast. Scattered storms across the area during the course of the afternoon into the evening hours. You can see those storms building offshore now. Not too far offshore. They're moving to the south, but just an indication of we have a pretty unstable atmosphere and lots of deep tropical moisture, although things quieting down for now. Just a few lingering light sprinkles across Acadiana up through St. Landry, also of Voiles Parish. And then we had a nice looking thunderstorm just about, this is an hour loop here. And it was a good-looking thunderstorm moving into northern portions of Beauregard Parish, but you can see how that's collapsed, just light rain in the Fort Polk area this evening. So here's the satellite imagery. We have that frontal trough, as we mentioned, that's draped across the Gulf Coast up through the mid-Atlantic. And as we look at the rest of the Atlantic basin, very quiet. What we call the main development region out here, incredibly quiet. African dust still dominating, a couple of tropical waves, but nothing to get too excited about. And it looks relatively quiet in this part of the Atlantic for a while. We just have to watch for the possibility of some close-in activity. Close-in meaning into the Gulf of Mexico or the southeast U.S. And we have one tropical wave here that's in the western northwestern Caribbean. That's going to be moving northwestward with time, and that is going to be pouring into the Gulf of Mexico as we go into the middle part of the week. Here you still see that lingering moisture. I got rain chance tomorrow at 70%. We'll go 60% Wednesday, and then maybe a little bit lower on Thursday, but here comes that slug of moisture out of the deep tropics. And although these really don't show what they're capable of, almost always each one of these produces a flooding rain event if it moves inland, and that's what we're thinking. We're not expecting tropical development per se. There's maybe a 10% chance of a tropical depression developing here, but the bottom line, the threat of heavy-duty rains moving into southern Louisiana just offshore. We're dangerously close to seeing the possibility of flooding rainfall Saturday, Sunday, perhaps Monday, before things resume back to a normal summer scenario, which, by the way, still keeps rain chances above normal each and every day through the next 10 days. So as we look at the European model, just to give you an idea, this is a long ways out, and this is a week's worth of looking at rainfall over the next week. And notice how some wet conditions over southeast Louisiana, but notice these areas of pink offshore. That corresponds to better than 10 inches of rain, so that has our attention. You don't want that this to shift northward with time, and that's what we'll be on the lookout for. So right now we'll just say the threat of heavy rainfall, not flooding. We'll keep an eye on the situation as we go into the weekend. Tomorrow, scattered storms even first thing tomorrow morning, just about at any time from the morning through the afternoon hours. So that's why we'll keep that rain chance high for tomorrow. It quiets down as we head into tomorrow evening, and we do it all over again as we head into Wednesday. And like today, some folks will catch maybe a tenth or a quarter inch of rain. Others may catch a couple of inches of rain. Notice we have a couple of areas where we see areas trying to push the orange category, so that's up to 5 inches. So isolated areas where we could have some localized street flooding. So a few lingering showers early this evening, but they're diminishing. Some fair skies later on. 75 the low, which is right near normal. 87 below normal for the high. Different day, same weather pattern as we indicated, with that good chance of storms. Some locally heavy downpours of a couple of inches possible in spots, isolated spots. Not going to be pretty widespread. 60% rain chances. There's Thursday. Looks to be the better weather day. Question is, will that tropical moisture start coming in on Friday? May be delayed, but this weekend I got those rain chances back up to 70 to 80% with the potential of some locally heavy rainfall. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that most of that rainfall stays offshore and we don't see any organized developments as well, which we're not expecting, but a heavy rain threat, that's still on the threshold.
Be prepared. All right. Thanks, Rob.